everyone. So for those who don't know me, my name is Bethan. I'm one of the practitioners here at Valley Steps. So what a lot of you will know is that due to the advice and the guidance around coronavirus, we have had to postpone all of our courses until further notice. So what we're hoping to do is get more videos and more content out on our social media, so that maybe those who were attending a course can sort of follow along, and we can still give people some advice on managing stress, practicing mindfulness, and generally sort of boosting our well-being. So what I want to talk to you about today is how we might be able to manage our well-being if we are at home a lot more than usual. So a lot of us might be self-isolating at this point, or we might be generally following the guidance around social distancing and sort of keeping ourselves at home a lot more often. And so I want to talk to you about ways that we might be able to manage our well-being when we're doing that. So one really good technique that some people use is what we call the 5 ways to well-being. So the 5 ways to well-being are 5 categories of simple actions that all of us can do to sort of boost our well-being and maybe manage some of our stress as well. So it's a little bit like the 5 a day, the fruit and veg thing, but actually for our mental health and well-being. So the first one is to connect with others. Now this is obviously slightly difficult at the moment, because a lot of us are following that guidance around social distancing. Maybe we're not meeting up with friends and family as much as we normally would. But technology now means that we can connect with others in different ways. So maybe it's video calling, things like Skype or Zoom. Maybe it is just texting each other, ringing each other on the phone, and just making sure that we're still making as much effort as possible to talk to the people around us and connect with them as much as we possibly can, making sure that we're keeping hold of those strong social relationships as much as possible and supporting each other. All of us are going through a difficult time at the moment, and it's really important that we're all there to support each other. The second way to well-being is to be active. Now this might be slightly difficult if you're somebody that normally goes to the gym and things like that, and maybe your gym is not open anymore, or you're just too concerned about going and you're wanting to isolate yourself. Actually then there are still other ways that we can be active. For example, we can go out for a walk. Getting some fresh air would be really helpful, particularly if it is a nice sunny day. That will often boost our mood as well. But again, there's ways that we can be active at home. So we can do some workouts at home if that's possible. Actually, if you look at the NHS website, they have some fantastic just exercise programs that you can do from your house. Some of them even sat in a chair. So there's still ways that we can keep our body moving even if we're not able to access our gym or our classes like we normally would. The third way to well-being is to take notice. This is about trying to notice the things that are going on around us. Now, obviously, one way of doing that is practicing mindfulness. And if you've been to one of our courses, hopefully you know a little bit about that. There are some meditations on our website that you can download for free if you wanted to make sure that you're practicing some meditations at home during this difficult time. But actually, one thing that might be really helpful for people at the moment is keeping what we would call a gratitude journal. So practicing gratitude, we know from research, can have huge benefits for people's well-being. So the idea behind a gratitude journal is that once a day, usually people do it in the evening, they will write down in a little notebook 3 good things that happened to them that day that they were grateful for. Now you might think that is difficult if you're sat at home most of the day, every day at the moment. You might think that's difficult, but really try and think, even if it's just something really small, really simple, try and write down 3 good things that you're grateful for that day. And try and practice that every day if you can, taking notice of the good things that happen in your day. The fourth way to well-being is to keep learning. So this is all about trying to keep our brain active. There's a lot of research that says that people who keep learning throughout their life can actually delay the onset of things like Alzheimer's. So in terms of our brain health, our brain functioning, keeping ourselves learning is really important. Now again, because of social distancing, you might actually be finding that you've got a lot more time on your hands. So maybe there's something you've always wanted to learn. Maybe there's a course you want to do online. Maybe you just want to Google something you've always been curious about. Maybe there's a documentary that you feel like you want to watch. A lot of people will watch the news or read the newspaper as a way of keeping learning. I would limit that a little bit at the moment. Obviously, most people are aware that the news is largely about coronavirus now, and that is causing a lot of anxiety for some people. So if you know that you are the type of person that gets quite anxious by the news, maybe avoid that one. But there are ways that we can keep learning without that. Like I said, watch a documentary, Google something you've always wanted to know, sign up for a course that might be online at the moment. I decided yesterday I play the saxophone in my spare time. And when I got home from work yesterday, I was feeling a bit rubbish because of the coronavirus thing. And so I decided to try and learn a new song that I've always wanted to learn, actually, that I've never had the chance to sit down and have a go at. So I started trying to do that last night. So even if you have an existing hobby, see if there's something new that you can learn as part of that. And then we've got give. So this is the 5th way to well-being. Give is about doing something nice for somebody else. Now, what we normally recommend is things like volunteering for a charity, but obviously at the moment that might not be something that you are able to do. But there are ways that we can help each other. For example, if it is safe and you're taking the necessary precautions, it might be pop into the shops for somebody you know who's having to isolate at home. It might be making sure that we're texting and we're calling people who we know are lonely and isolated, making sure that we're giving them some time of our day and making sure that they're okay, seeing if there's anything that we can do for them at this time. So there's ways that we can give, obviously being careful, taking the precautions that are necessary, but there are ways that we can help each other through this difficult time. Again, even if it's just that social support of giving somebody a ring or giving somebody a text and finding out that they're okay. So thank you for listening. I hope this helps. So the 5 ways to well-being are connect, be active, take notice, keep learning, and to give. So again, thank you for listening. I hope this has been helpful. Try your best to practice those things every day. Try and get your 5 a day, particularly if you are stuck at home a lot at the moment because of the social distancing or you're self-isolating. Do your best to try and fit these in some way as a way of trying to keep on top of that well-being. Stay safe, everyone. Thank you for watching.